دا خو موږ صاحب په 1988 کال د جنوري د میاشتې 8 تاریخ و چې موږ د خپل کور پرېښود په دې خاطر چې دا شاوخوا غرونه ټول روسانو ونیول، د شپې او د ورځې زموږ په کورونو بمونه ورول، نو موږ یې مجبوره کړلو. او ما چې کله خپل کور پرېښود نو ما سره ډېر احساس و او ډېر خفګان که زه لاړم پاکستان ته خپل وطن پرېښود.
As one of the poorest countries in the world, Afghanistan has never fully developed its sector of education. According to a UNESCO survey in 1979, only 15% of the population were literate. After 14 years of war against communism, surveys of the country show that the situation has become worse. There are few schools to be seen, most of the buildings have been destroyed, and the system of education has been completely disrupted. "82% of the people of Afghanistan still live in rural areas, although there is a trend towards urbanization, 8% in 1960 and rising to 18% in 1991. According to United Nations Development Programme survey, the number of children between 6 and 11 years of age not attending school was 4.5 million. The number of illiterate adults was 6.8 million. 4 million of these were adult females.
Before the war starting at the beginning of the 20th century, education for girls, the concept of education for girls was gaining acceptance, so that in the urban centers you had most of the girls expecting to go to school, and they were also expecting to go on, many of them, to university. In the rural areas, however, education for girls was very limited, not only because the infrastructure was very weak and there weren't many schools, but because the curriculum was not relevant to what the children needed to learn, and there were no properly trained women teachers. Then during the war, when so many, over 3 million refugees Afghans became refugees, then the concept of education began to die down, and it is only in the last few years that educational opportunities for women have been available for the refugees. This is something that needs to be built up again.
When millions of refugees came to Pakistan because of the war in Afghanistan, there was a need to establish schools to educate the refugee children. With the help of the Pakistan government, through the Commissionerate for Afghan Refugees and United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, primary schools were established for the children in the refugee camps. At the beginning, it was difficult to find teachers in the refugee camps, but with the help of different international organizations, the problem was gradually solved. Different organizations started to cooperate with the education cell of the Commissionerate for Afghan Refugees by training the teachers in the camps.
To help the Afghan people in the field of education, Teacher Training Center was established in 1984 to train primary school teachers teaching in the Commissionerate School for Afghan Refugees in Pakistan by Solidarté Afganistan Belgium. The trainers are Afghan educators and university graduates who prepare the teaching and teaching aid materials according to the needs of Afghan teachers and cultural values. In 1988, 1990, 1992, one after the other, 3 pedagogic mobile teams were established in Peshawar, Bajaur in Pakistan, in Ningrat, in Jalalabad, in Ningrat province, inside Afghanistan. Both of our projects, Teacher Training Center and Pedagogic Mobile Team, are training the teachers through in-service training program. Because most of the teachers teaching in the refugee camps in Pakistan and inside Afghanistan are not competent and professional.
Solidarité Afganistan Belgium was founded in 1982. It is a non-governmental organization that has been providing assistance to Afghan refugees in Pakistan since 1985 and started implementing rehabilitation project in Afghanistan in June 1992. Its donor agencies are mainly the European communities and the Belgian government. Up to 1991, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees also contributed to fund the program. The development objective of the program is to upgrade the standard of primary education of the Afghan children up to grade 6. There are 3 immediate objectives. First, to upgrade the teaching skills as well as competence in the subject matter of the teacher through in-service training. Second, to support the standard of teaching through providing teaching aid material. Third, to develop teaching material and teaching aid material related to the curriculum and the pedagogical skills.
There are 4 types of training implemented by Teacher Training Center and Pedagogic Mobile Team, both in Pakistan and inside Afghanistan. They are training the teacher through 2.5-month courses, training the teachers through 15-day seminars, training the teachers through 8 days resource center, training the teachers through 16 days practical work with the teachers in the classroom.
په ښوونځیو کې د ښوونکو سره عملي کار 14 ورځې وي او موږ لاندې پروګرامونه هلته تطبیقوو. لومړی هغه خپل شاګردان چې په کورسونو او سیمینارونو کې تربیه شوي دي هغه ګورو چې په ښه صورت سره تطبیقولی شي که نه. دوم په عملي توګه دوی سره ورځني لیسن پلانونه جوړوو. دریم د درسي موادو په جوړولو کې چې له محیط څخه څنګه ارزانه استفاده کولی شي ورښیو. څلورم هغه مواد چې د مؤسسې لخوا تهیه شوي دي مکتبونو او هر معلم ته انتقالوو. پنځم هغه عمومي او مهم ضرورت چې معلمین ورته اړتیا لري او د سیمینارونو کورسونو دپاره مؤثر ته موږ ټولوو او دوی ته انتقالوو. منګه په 15 ورځني سیمینارونو کې چې 40 تنه ښوونکي پکې ګډون کوي لاندې فعالیتونه سرته رسوو. اول دا چې منګه مسلکي مضامین تدریس کوو چې د دوی په مسلکي زده کړو پورې اړه لري تر څو د دوی د مسلکي زده کړو مهارتونو کې زیاتوالی او انکشاف راسي. دویم دا چې موږ نمونوي درسونه د سوپروایزرانو په ذریعه ورکوو چې د دوی وګوري چې استادان څنګه د دغه مسلکي مضامینو اصلي او عمومیات تطبیقوي. دریم خپله د دوی په ذریعه موږ یعنی د سیمینار د برخوالو په ذریعه نمونوي درسونه ورکوو د سوپروایزرانو تر راهنمایي او لارښوونې لاندې چې دوی څنګه کولی شي چې په سیمینار کې زده کړي هغه تطبیق کړي او که نه.
کره زمین را شرقا و غربا احاطه کردند. عرض بلندها عبارت از دوایری اند که کره زمین را شرقا و غربا محاط کردند.
In 2.5-month courses for 35 teachers, we teach some subjects taught in primary schools, such Islamiyat, Pashto, Dari, Geography, Science, and Mathematics. We teach professional subjects like teaching methods, child and educational psychology, teaching aid materials to upgrade the teaching skills of the teachers. We take the trainees to the nearby primary schools for teaching practice. In Resource Center, each training is for 20 teachers of 8 days duration. We have the following activities: showing the teachers practically how to prepare a good lesson plan appropriate to each subject taught in primary schools, showing them the effectiveness and application of the best method of teaching for different subjects in the primary schools, showing, guiding, and helping teachers how to prepare, keep, and use teaching aid materials suitable to each subject, showing the teachers how to evaluate their lesson and student achievements.
The beneficiaries of the training are Afghan and Pakistani teachers teaching in the Commissioner Primary School in Pakistan, Afghan teacher teaching in the political party schools in Pakistan, Afghan teacher teaching in the government primary school inside Afghanistan. The organization trains up to 1,100 teachers each year. The partners of the organization are Commissioner for Afghan Refugees in Pakistan, Afghan political parties in Pakistan, other organizations, and Afghan government, because most of the activities are shifting increasingly from the refugee situation to Afghanistan.
بر طبقه اوناس هم آمدد به طبقه ذکورم، اما تا بعضی کمک هایی که در سابق میشد حال فعلا این کمک ها به داخل هستند و تمام موادایی که اینجا بود همه به داخل رفت. حال فعلا مکتب زیادتر مشکلات در قسمت کتاب، در قسمت قطاس باب دارن، گرچه که آیارسی و کمیته نبراسکا کمک کردن و باز هم اینا شاگردا چون تعداد زیاد است ضرورت دارن.
حضرت محمد صلی الله علیه و سلم به مردم چنین فرموده است. خب بچم کی یاد گرفت؟ آفرین، شما شاگردای خوب هستین، کلتان یاد گرفتین.
Solidarté Afganistan Belgium Department of Education prepares all the teaching materials and teaching guides. 20 trainers who are expert in education prepare these material and use them to teach the primary school teacher. During and at the end of each training, teaching aid materials are provided to each teacher costing from 15 to 55 US dollars depending on the type of training.
As you know, the education is important everywhere, especially in a least developed country like Afghanistan, and there is a great need for education, and we have to educate our future generation with education, and we'll try with the best education, because this is the only one of the way that we can get rid of many problems, social problems, and political problems, that if we elevate the standard of our people, this will help us toward establishing peace and tranquility in the country. Now our education priorities all over Afghanistan, in rural areas as well as in urban areas. But in the present situation, as you know, for the last 14-year-long war, the whole country is ravaged by the former Soviet Union, and we need to build our schools all over Afghanistan. Schools are destroyed, as well as the villages in the rural areas, and we have to build first of all some shelter for the children and provide them books with the Afghan curriculum, and also to take care of the teachers. And also for the last 14 years there was no any training given to the teachers. We have to provide some kind of training program for the teachers to train good education, good students. So as far as the education is concerned, we greatly need the support of all the human concerned donors and countries and agencies to help the Afghan, the war-torn country.
أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت والله محيط بالكافرين يكاد البرق يخطف أبصارهم كلما أضاء لهم مشوا فيه وإذا أظلم عليهم قاموا ولو شاء الله لذهب بسمعهم وأبصارهم إن الله على كل شيء قدير